1. Are you ready?
Ready, Freddy?
You're starting it?
All right, episode 4. We made it. We finally made it. All you people said we couldn't make it episode 4. Here we are on episode 4, and I'm excited. Today's podcast is brought to you by Noah's Ark.
Wow, good one.
For all of your building needs, contact Noah's family.
Is it a hardware store?
Hardware store.
Cool.
And a bar.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Because he was drunk when he came back. Remember?
I get it. This is good. That was good stuff.
Gotcha.
Wow.
How you guys doing? Life going okay?
We're doing all right, you know?
Yeah.
You being treated well?
We're handling it well.
What's your week been like?
Boring. A lot of what do they call that? What do they call it? What do they say you're supposed to be doing?
Self-isolation.
Yeah, that's what they're calling it. What do they call it? Self-quarantine? But we're not doing that. We're, lockdown. Everybody's on lockdown. It's boring.
Lockdown. Yeah, it is. Here's the thing about it. We were not meant to be on lockdown.
No, we're humans.
As humans, we were meant to be together. We were meant to socialize. We were meant to be there for each other, to encourage one another. When God punished Cain, how did he do it? By isolation. And so this, I feel like, man, we're being punished. But anyway.
We don't have an email today.
No email
We
today.
ended the streak of 2 episodes.
Dang.
If let's say I have a question and I want
Oh, great question. Glad you asked. You can email us all of your questions, comments, or concerns, or new topics if you would like that, at preachingyoung, no caps, no spaces, at gmail.com. preachingyoung@gmail.com.
Awesome. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Last week we talked about outreach.
We did.
And friendships. I thought that was pretty good. We had a lot of good reception for that. Today we're going to kind of go off, and I want to add a new segment that we're going to try to get done.
I'm really excited for this one.
I know, I am too. Taylor Swift or Lamentations. So you'll see if is it a Taylor Swift lyric or is it a Lamentation verse. That's pretty good. So I'm excited to see that. There's also some other things I want to talk about. Let's start off with bloopers.
Oh, man.
Everything's online. Here's what's funny about it. Everything's online. And as pastors, we're trying to record videos, especially me in particular. I'm trying to do a video a day. So I'm trying to make sure that regardless of what day it is, people get a video, a devotion, or an encouraging word, or information regarding upcoming events. And so it's very interesting, but when I'm looking at all these other pastors and I see them, they're in their living room, and there's just so many funny things that I'm watching while I'm trying to see everybody live. And I know for myself, I have a lot of bloopers. I'm going to post them, I think, one day, because I have like a million videos just to do like a 3-minute video. I'll tape it like a million times because I have so many bloopers. And what's funny about it is when people see the final product, they think that should be a blooper itself. They're like, Abram, you're all over the place. I'm like, listen, if you would have seen the 20 videos I did before this looks great. This is a final product. So let's talk about some funny stuff we've seen, and then we'll go from
Off
there.
the top of my head, watching some of these pastors record their sermons or videos throughout the week, it's kind of funny.
I didn't realize how many pastors were old.
I didn't either. They all fall victim to this. Holding your phone the wrong way. Or setting up the phone the wrong way so that when it's played on Facebook or whatever, it's sideways.
My dad loves this because my dad's a preacher, and he's like, hey, the first thing I did was I asked Andrew, how do I turn the phone? Which way do I turn the phone? So he saved him from that embarrassment.
I tried to.
Yeah, a lot of those are.
Which just looks good.
Yeah, we got a lot of sideways. We have a lot of sideways cameras that are interesting. They don't catch it either.
No, they don't.
They don't catch it.
It's like they don't watch it.
Yeah, so I feel because there is a way you can, if you have an iPhone, if you're recording on your iPhone, this is a good advice, pastors. If you're recording on your iPhone and it's crooked, you can edit that. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you just twist it. You can literally go into edit your video and twist it. You
Unless
can do that on a
it's
picture. You
live,
can do that on anything.
unless it's
Yeah,
live, you can.
live,
Life lesson.
you can.
You can do that on anything.
So anyway,
One thing that I saw that I thought was hilarious was a pastor actually was turning their camera on and talking to himself. No idea that it started. And then he was like, "Oh, hey
You talking about
there."
live? You talking about
Yeah,
Facebook?
like a Facebook Live. Like he was getting it on there. It was hilarious.
oh man, let's see. What's one of my funniest things I've seen?
There's been a lot of them. There's been a lot of bloopers.
I've seen pastors that put the pictures on the pews. Those are hilarious. Oh man.
Good stuff.
But But anyway, yeah, it's just,
I think someone at a Catholic church started that, honestly.
yeah, they
I think
did,
it was.
with pictures.
Yeah, like the first week all this happened, like the first week they weren't able to meet, I think they started that.
I don't think we could get enough pictures in our church to fill. I mean, good gravy.
Yeah.
You think people would submit? You think people would submit photos?
I don't know, you want to?
No, I don't. Photos.
Anyway,
Anyway, bloopers. I
so-
tell you.
social media, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
For some people it shows, and you're right, it really shows age.
Also,
Some
bad
people-
quality. I've seen a lot of people taking videos outside when it's windy, and so the whole time.
Oh,
it's just-
yeah, you hear the wind.
People forget that. They forget.
Uh,
But people do this all the time. They record
Here-
videos all the time.
And here's my favorite. Here's my favorite one that almost every one of them do, is the up the nose video.
Oh no. Bad angles. Make sure your
The
angles.
angles, man. It's like I do not want to see your nose hair. And every pastor, they take that camera and they're just looking. I think it's just looking right up their nostrils.
I don't know what goes through your mind to think that. It's okay.
I have zero idea.
It's kind of funny.
Talking about
Funny stuff.
videos online. 9marks.org. You ever heard that website?
9 marks.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
They did an article where this guy, one of their reporters or whatever, listened to I don't know, I should have looked up the exact article, but he spent 32 hours watching sermons online
A lot of hours.
from these bigger churches, some of these mega churches, these big what do they call those?
Televangelist.
Yeah, big churches. And he sat there and he goes, every time, the purpose of it was to see how many of them actually talk about the gospel. He said, I think it was 9 churches in particular that he actually listened to all the way through. And he said none of them even talked about the gospel. Some of them talked about, maybe they'll sprinkle it in, maybe just a smidge, but they didn't talk about the gospel. Some of them, he said some of them they did a dating series.
Dang.
What's the point if you're not going to talk about the gospel?
At church. I know.
I think I know what you're talking about. Or maybe I've heard it. There's a similar story that happened around us, I think, that happened. Maybe. I don't know. Spark some memories.
No. Go ahead.
But I don't remember exactly who it was. Honestly have no idea who it was. I just remember hearing this story of this pastor. It could have been at a concert or something that a pastor was telling the story. I don't know. But he was saying that his daughter was looking for a church.
I heard about this.
Yeah, I don't remember where it was. It's not coming to me.
I think we were at a conference when we heard about this.
I don't know. Yeah, but this guy was talking about his daughter who was looking for a church. She left college. She's out of college. She was looking for a church to settle down to.
Yep.
And she chose a church based on
Yep.
the sermon. And she went through I don't know how many, probably half a dozen churches before she found one that.
Yeah, one week
preached the
after
gospel.
another. Yeah, one week after another. Said none of them were preaching the gospel.
Yep.
I guess I didn't realize it was. Maybe I did. I don't know. I guess I didn't realize it was that bad. I guess I did. I don't know. I guess I did. For us, because I was even thinking about, I was promoting our Easter series, which is this weekend, and I was saying, guys, you gotta hear this gospel message that's going to be presented this. And then I'm like, well, I do it every Sunday. The gospel is presented every Sunday, I don't know. I didn't know that. I don't know any other reason to preach if you're not preaching the gospel.
Well, I think it's easy to get caught up, especially if you do series. Pastors fall victim to if you're doing a teaching series or a whatever.
Yeah.
It's very easy to stay under that cover and not just kind of talk about whatever the series is talking about instead of
I didn't think
remembering
about.
the gospel.
Yeah, I never even thought about that way. Yeah.
But I can see how it could get confusing.
Because when you're teaching, your goal is to make them walk away. What is it? More educated. That's their goal. So they're not necessarily wanting you to be educated on the gospel. It's more educated on the Hebrew words of
Right.
things
Yeah.
and the weather that was taking place at that
Right.
time in Jerusalem.
And I think
200.
there was another pastor who
Dozens.
talked about this too. I don't remember his name either. God, I can't think of anything. Anyway, but he said that at every message, no matter who, I'm pretty sure this is a megachurch pastor. I think he was. I can't remember his name. But he said at any given message he'll ever preach, any sermon he preaches, he always makes sure that there's a gospel message in it to make sure that if there's a visitor or somebody who's never heard it before,
And that's the reason that you do it.
Yes, 100%.
Not everybody knows the gospel, and Easter's coming up. Not everybody knows the Easter
I
story.
think we
Why
assume
we
people
celebrate
do, yeah.
Easter. I'm in college, and last year, 2 years ago actually, there was a girl that was 19, my age at the time, and she literally told me like, oh, like, why do you celebrate Easter? Like, what are you doing? And I was like, what do you mean? What do you think Easter is about? And she was like, well, we do an Easter egg hunt. And I think we forget, like, yes, we do live in America, we have a lot of freedoms, but some people in America don't even realize what the gospel is, who Jesus Christ is.
And we do this all the time. I think we do this with every holiday. We assume people know like the meaning behind it. Like every year for Christmas, we say what? Like remember the reason for the season, right?
Yeah.
But I think we should start as churches. I think we
Going
fail.
back to the basics.
I think we should go back to the basics and really start. We can't assume that people know.
Very good points, because all of these, even as a pastor, you want to be creative. You don't want to bore people with the Easter. Because I go, man, some of these people have heard this every year, it's the same. And so you don't want to bore people. So you kind of, as a pastor, you start to think about how can I be a little bit more creative with the Easter message. And that's a very dangerous trap to get into, because you don't need to be creative with it, man. Just preach the Easter message, and you're exactly right. Especially with the way that our mindset is as a church, which is outward focus, which is, we're not preaching to members, we're preaching to our community. So when we're talking, that's where our heads should be at. So when I have to preach an Easter message, you're exactly right. I need to be preaching it as if there's a first-time visitor, which there will be, especially now that we're online and have such a heavy presence online. We're reaching into the thousands of people online. So every time we preach, it has to be really a basic, simple
Gospel has to be in every message. Yeah.
And those are the messages you need, even as believers for many, many years. Like, I've been a Christian for 5+ years, which isn't that much, but still, I know the stories, but they still have deep significance to, like, my Christianity and growing deeper.
And you have to give people an opportunity to respond.
Yeah.
If they don't
I
have
think
an
a lot of people fail there.
Yes.
I think pastors fail there.
If we don't give people an opportunity to respond, how will they ever be able to respond? Saying, oh, you got to come to my membership class if you you know what I'm saying, if you got something out of this message, I need you to come to this membership class in 2 months.
Right.
That doesn't do anything for you. And let me tell you something else. There was no membership class in the Bible, right? I can't find that anywhere. It really upsets me, but.
And I think it's confusing to the people, because you're preaching about, you're saying like, hey, all you have to do is give your life over to Christ, right? You can do it right where you're at. But then you say you have to come to a membership class, or you have to do this or do that. It's like, well, which one is it?
Yeah.
Or say a certain prayer even. I mean, you can get caught up in that. Just say this prayer. That's it. We have to really, which is something I've been looking at in general, as far as leading a church or leading other Christians, is you have to base it off what Jesus did. Jesus didn't sit there and say this prayer, and then you're good to go, or we'll give you get baptized and you're good to go, or come to this membership class and then you're good to go. Jesus he walked alongside his disciples. He was there. He walked alongside them. He constantly was mentoring them and building that relationship with them. And we have to do that as a church.
Amen.
Can't just leave them out there,
Preach it.
because that's when Satan's going to attack them. That is exactly what happened.
Preach it.
But anyway, the gospel is the good news, right? It's the whole reason we are a church in the first place, right? Because of what Jesus Christ did for us. And so
Yeah, it's the roots. It's
Yeah.
the roots of everything. And I feel like we stray away from it. Or
100%.
Other churches get caught up in,
Preach the gospel.
What do they call it? The politics of church.
when I heard somebody say that in order to get something through church members' heads, you have to repeat it like 10 times. Or repeat it so much that once you get tired of saying it, right, say it one more time. And I think that's the gospel. One, you should never get tired of preaching the gospel.
Yeah.
But number two, people need to hear it. Because we even seen this a lot at our church right now. Is we've seen a lot of people get or rededicate their lives and get rebaptized, even because they maybe heard the gospel at a young age, but they strayed away or whatever the case is in there. So even now, people are hearing it and going, maybe this is even more what it is. People are hearing it and they're going, oh my goodness, I've never really understood this till now. I never understood what was actually being said till now. So that's something that's very interesting. We have to preach the gospel, and we need to be doing that. And that's not just something that the minister should be doing, but that needs to be something that every single person should be trying to do.
Yeah, because I don't think there's one person that's called to do it more than others. We're all called to preach God's word.
Yes, 100%.
Share God's word with everybody. So.
And it should be in how we live as well.
Right. a lot of people take that as an excuse, you know. They're like, oh, hey, my pastor can do that. I'll just come on Sundays and get refreshed.
Woo!
I don't have to do it.
Preach.
You know what I mean?
100%. I hear that all the time. Which is why we have to be a church on the move. All right, guys.
Good. Can we get into this Lamentations for Taylor Swift?
I'm so
please?
excited about this.
Let me tell
I'm
you.
not good at this type of stuff.
Andrew versus Brittany.
No.
That's what it is.
Okay.
Because Abram's got the answers. He's got the answer key. Anyway, anything else been going on interesting in your life?
Oh, I'll tell you something else I really want us to do, and this might help me while I try to find this.
Are you kidding me? You're supposed to help me.
Well, I didn't like the translation. But listen, take me through, because we're in this quarantine thing. I've been trying to watch movies. Either the movie is, I watch it, I'm like, this is the most inappropriate movie, right? Or I watch a movie and I go, this is the dumbest movie, right? So let's
I
talk.
see that a lot.
Oh my gosh. There's so many movies out, but they're either inappropriate or they're just dumb.
Yeah, not
So
worth
let's
the
talk
watch.
about some of the movies you guys have seen or...
I haven't done a lot of movie watching, to be honest.
What?
I haven't either, but I did watch the new I Still Believe movie, which
that's
is about
good.
Jeremy Camp, and
It's got
I thought
Jeremy-
You
it was-
watched it?
Yeah, I did watch it. It was all right. It wasn't my favorite Christian movie. You know how some Christian movies have some
Listen, you can't go wrong with the
bad
Kendrick brothers.
actors,
Am I right?
That's right.
but
don't
they
think
still
they
have
did
a
that
good
movie, did
they?
meaning. No, they didn't.
Oh.
But
Yeah, you're right.
it
Maybe they
did
should
have-
have.
They should have.
It did have a good meaning. It got its point across. Some of the acting
Kendrick
wasn't
brothers
the
never fail.
greatest. I felt like the clips were kind of just smushed together, if that makes any sense. You'll have to watch it.
Yeah.
But it was still, it got the point across. One other thing that I know me and Andrew both really like to watch is Survivor.
Heck yeah.
Family
Is this a
friendly.
new one?
Yeah. It's
They're on the 40th
Winners
season.
at
What do you mean new
War.
one?
They just started?
No. This is
They're
the
about
40th
halfway
season.
through now.
Are they really?
Yeah.
I missed it again.
You miss it
Comes on
every
in February. They're
time.
coming back on in February. They do 2 a year. Two seasons a year.
Well, they may.
February and fall. They've already recorded.
Oh, so
The
they'll do
one that
another in
they're-
May.
the one that
So
they're-
will they do another one in May?
No, not May. They'll do it in whatever we're at. Where are we at
I'm
now?
so confused on this.
I don't know.
It is
They do
April
like
right
two.
now.
It's April. They do like 2 a year. I don't know.
But that's it's a great show.
20 years.
Love
The
it.
show's been around for 20 years, but they've done 40 seasons. So they do 2 a year.
Really?
It's crazy. This is the best show of my life. This is the best show I've ever watched.
Who's
I'll go
all,
on.
are they old members? It's
Today,
all winners.
This
It's
Winners
all
Award.
winners.
This
Yeah,
season Winners
everybody's
Award. So
young.
there's 20
I can't believe
previous
I'm missing
winners.
this.
This is the best season ever. If you haven't tuned in, watch it.
Terrible, terrible,
I
terrible.
think it's on CBS. I
And
don't
Survivor
know if you can watch
fans,
it.
if you're listening, get our name out there.
Yes.
Let Survivor sponsor us, please.
Terrible.
I love that.
I would say that's a very terrible
Maybe I'll reach out to Jeff.
advertising they're doing. Cause I haven't heard
It's
heard
all
about
over
this.
when it came out. It's all over my Facebook.
I haven't
Winners
heard one-
Award.
I haven't
All over
heard
my
one thing about
Instagram.
this.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh.
It's been great, seriously.
They're
Oh, and sad
advertising to
news.
the wrong
Wait a
people.
minute. Can we go here for a minute?
Oh no.
Talking about movies and TV shows.
Yeah, cause I want to talk about my movies.
For the past 10 years of my life, and I'm not very old,
He's really
I'm
not.
19, but for the past 10 years of my life, there's been a TV show that's been very near and dear to my heart, and it just ended on Friday, last Friday.
Hawaii Five-O.
Hawaii Five-O.
What?
This is, let me tell you, I feel like I know everything about these characters in this show. Hawaii Five-O. Listen, they're doing a free month right now, CBS, all access. Watch it, it's great. But Hawaii Five-O, it makes me want to move to Hawaii like every day.
Really?
It's the greatest show ever. If you've never watched it, watch it.
Never seen it. Never. I've seen commercials for it. I've never been interested to see it.
It is,
Ever.
every episode is so suspenseful.
Ever.
It makes me want to be a cop in Hawaii on the Hawaii Five-O task force.
Are you kidding?
That doesn't exist in my mind. But it's sad because 10 years of my life, man, I almost cried on the finale. And I don't cry at a lot of things. Tell him, Rick, tell him.
He really did. I've never seen Andrew cry.
That's
And
embarrassing.
he almost cried over a TV show, of all things.
I don't know. I don't understand how that's possible.
Very.
Listen, I
emotionally
saw a movie. I saw a movie that has just blown me away. Okay, it's called Dark Waters. You ever seen this?
Yes. I haven't seen it, but I heard. You told us to watch it like
I
every
know.
day.
I keep telling you, watch it.
keep
Nobody's
ignoring
watching it. Dark Waters. Let me explain what this is about. Mark Ruffalo's in this. Anne Hathaway.
it.
Okay.
Sponsors? Can we sponsor us?
I don't think so. I don't know what it's rated. I don't remember anything inappropriate being in it, except dead cows.
Wow.
Because of the water and the
Don't
chemicals
spoil
in
it.
the water. I won't spoil it. Chemicals, water, it ain't good. It's a true story, and it'll literally sit there.
Rock the world.
You'll just, every time you drink another water, you're just gonna be like, what am I drinking?
Is that what you do? Or do
Yeah.
you even drink water?
You don't drink water.
I,
You're allergic.
when I look at water, I go, what am I drinking?
It's like
So
eating
anyway,
vegetables.
watch it. Dark Waters. If you're not doing anything, watch it.
Nobody's doing anything. You kidding me?
I know. Watch Dark
While you're at
Waters.
it, tell people about our podcast. Just because, might as well. Just a little.
Well, that's actually probably not a bad idea. We'll take a break after that too, and then we'll get into our Taylor Swift versus Lamentations.
Are we taking a break?
Yeah, Preaching Young,
Preaching on. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
navigating today's culture. All right, we're back.
Hello.
Again, today's podcast is sponsored by Noah's Ark construction site. What should I say there?
I don't know.
Construction
What'd you say earlier?
material. I don't remember, but it has
Hardware store.
Hardware store. Noah's Ark hardware store.
Noah's Ark Hardware Store.
For all of your
to not be confused
hardware
with Noah's Ark
needs.
Veterinary Clinic.
and bar.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Don't forget, we have an email. preachingyoung, no caps, no spaces, @gmail.com. Do that as well.
Two things. First thing, I just want to bring this up there. I just want to let it slide in there, and then we can do with it whatever we want to do with it. But I will say that, I don't know if you've heard this or not, but Joe Biden has a podcast.
Are you kidding me?
And I'm pretty positive that there's no way he has more followers than us.
I would have to agree with you.
So, I'm excited about that. Good luck, Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Is it competition with us?
Listen, I saw this article. It's actually a youth game, fun youth game. Taylor Swift or Book of Lamentations. Okay? Now, as I'm reading it, I recognize it. I don't know some of these things. I'm like, I can't tell what the difference is. And how can I not tell? I'm a pastor. I'm a clergyman. I'm a man of the cloth. And then I realized why I don't recognize some of these Lamentations. And it's because it's from the Message translation. Now, I don't read the Message translations. I don't look at it. I don't read it. It's practically a
Some people
commentary.
have no idea what this is. They probably never heard of this. This is relatively new.
Right, you got your King James version. You have your
New King James.
Yeah, your New King James. You have all
NIV.
these things. NIV.
ESV.
And a lot of people use NIV. I am a stickler for the New American Standard Bible. Why am you a stickler for that? Well, it's pretty simple. Go to John MacArthur. He'll explain it in a lot more details. No, but when I was in college, I did go to college for a little bit.
Just try it.
My professional we said it's my professor, what is the greatest translation in the Bible? And you know what he would say? He'd say NASB is most accurate. Now I don't care. Y'all can start yelling at me. Don't. I don't want to see any emails about this. Use whatever you want to use. But we actually used NIV in college. I said, well, why are we using NIV if NASB is the better translation? He said, well, they don't want to offend the international students. Can you believe
It
that?
says New International.
Yeah,
Version instead
so
of
that's why
New
we do
American
that.
Standard, yeah.
So anyway, so I bought a NASB and I fell in love with it, and I haven't left it since. So anyway,
And you got us hooked on
so
it.
keep this in mind, that you probably will not guess these really because it's in a different translation, a Message translation, aka commentary.
But for the sake of our game, it'll have to do it.
It'll just have to do it. I think it might make it even harder.
I hope not. I'm ready for this. We're keeping score. Can we keep score?
Yes,
Thank you.
keep track of this.
Me versus Brittany.
All right.
First question. Whenever you're ready.
First question, is this Taylor Swift's lyrics or is this a verse in the Book of Lamentations, the Message version? I remembered all, how well I remember the feeling of hitting bottom.
Brittany, ladies first.
I would say the Message.
I
Say
feel-
Lamentations.
Yeah, Lamentations. Say Lamentations.
Lamentations or Taylor Swift lyrics?
Say Lamentations or what?
Is
Which
it-
one do you think it is?
I think it's the
Lamentations or
Is it
Taylor Swift?
Lamentations?
Or Taylor Swift.
Or is it
Which
Taylor
one?
Swift?
Which one?
Taylor Swift.
Twiler.
Yeah.
Twiler.
You said the Message translation.
You said-
Yeah, I meant the Message. I meant the Lamentations.
All right,
Sorry.
I think I'm going to go Taylor Swift too.
Let's explain. First off, still don't know what Brittany's answer is.
I don't know.
It's Lamentations. Say Lamentations. I mean Lamentations.
We confused her. We really confused her. Should we back up and give we probably jumped to the
Yeah,
way too fast.
let's go back. This is Taylor Swift,
Sorry, everybody.
or is it Lamentations? A verse in Lamentations. And I'll start. Number 1. I remembered all. Oh, how well I remember the feeling of hitting the bottom. Is that Taylor Swift lyric or is that a Lamentation verse?
Lamentation verse.
I'm going Taylor Swift.
All right. It is Lamentations.
Dang it. 1-0. Down a point. Okay.
Number 2. Have you ever seen anything like this? Ever seen pain like my pain? Seen what he did to me?
Lamentation.
I have to agree. Lamentations.
Yes, that's right. Lamentation.
2-1. 1-2.
Brittany reads the Message translation behind closed
No,
doors.
I did not. I just.
It rains when you're here, and it rains when you're gone.
Taylor Swift.
I'm going to have to go Taylor Swift as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Long
How
were
many
the,
questions are we doing?
oh, 15.
Okay.
Long were the nights when my days once revolved around you.
Lamentation.
Oh, Taylor Swift all the way.
Taylor Swift.
3-3.
Everybody
Tied
knows
it up.
that. Come
Are you kidding
on.
me?
Walls of insecurity. Shifting eyes. Vacancy vanished when I saw your face.
Lamentation.
Taylor Swift.
That is Taylor.
4-3. Took the lead.
How do you know?
I don't know. Just guessed.
Did you have a little crush on Taylor?
No.
His is Carrie Underwood.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Carrie Underwood.
You know
Is that all celebrities or is that just
Jesus takes
music?
the wheel.
Is that all just all celebrities?
Celebrity crush.
Are you kidding?
That's a celebrity crush.
That's the one, huh?
You know what's really funny about that? I didn't do this, but there was a side note.
And yours is Chris Hemsworth.
What?
No.
There was a kid in elementary school.
Rob Patterson.
Hopefully he's not listening to this.
Twilight.
Hopefully he's not listening to this.
Mine's Julia
If you're
Roberts.
listening to this, nobody's listening to my story. There was a kid who dressed up in elementary school as Taylor Swift, or as, not Taylor Swift, as Karen Wood. He was a man, and he dressed up like boots, had a wig, wore a cowboy hat, and sang Karen Wood at the talent show.
When?
In
And he
elementary
had a
school.
crush on her too.
And he had a big crush on her. It
Enough-
wasn't me.
enough to
That
dress
wasn't me.
up as her,
It
huh?
wasn't me. I didn't do that.
All right.
But anyway, 4-3. Let's recap the score.
I weep buckets of tears, and not a soul within miles around to care.
Lamentation.
Taylor Swift.
Lamentation.
Dang it, 4-4. I'm slacking.
I gave up on life altogether. I've forgotten what the good life is like.
Lamentation.
Taylor Swift.
Lamentation.
Are you kidding me? Come on, that sounds like a Taylor Swift quote. Are you kidding me?
Did you have to do this? I was thinking that you could be trusted.
Lamentation.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
5-5. Score recap. How many questions we got left?
Only a few.
Okay. We're tied.
All right.
Keep one for a tiebreaker in case.
Oh.
It's magic.
That's not Taylor Swift.
Oh.
That's it? That's all you're giving us?
That's it.
Taylor Swift.
I guess I'll say Taylor Swift.
It was actually both.
What?
Okay.
We both get a
That's
point?
what this guy says, yes.
All
All right, we're
so
tied at 6.
Like shadows in a faded light, oh, we're invisible.
Taylor Swift.
I'm going to go on a limb here and say Lamentations.
You can see the screen, you cheater.
I'm not looking.
That would be Taylor Swift.
Dang it.
Yes.
She's winning.
7-6.
See the vultures circling dark clouds, love's a fragile little flame. It could burn out.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Yes. 7-8.
Time turns flames to embers.
Come on, Brittany.
Lamentation.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Yes, we tied. 8-8.
Oh, well, this is it then. One more.
Okay.
We need one more.
Come on.
All right, here we go.
Can we both say our answers at the same time? That way we're not like,
Yeah, say it at the same time.
Okay.
These walls that they put up to hold us back will fall down. The time will come for us to finally win, and we'll sing hallelujah. We'll sing hallelujah.
Lamentation.
Lamentations for sure.
No.
Taylor Swift.
That's a Taylor Swift.
Are you kidding
We
me?
both lost.
tied? How, this can't
You
end
can
this
win,
way.
Andrew. You can
Thank you.
win.
I'll take the W.
All right.
Oh, you
but-
guys both lost?
We
Yeah.
both tied at 8. We both said Lamentations at the end, and it was Taylor Swift.
Let's explain. How did you know so many Taylor Swift songs, Andrew? Be honest.
I have no idea.
I used to like Taylor Swift until she went.
Until she went pop. She was good, pretty good country, not gonna lie.
I'm not gonna lie. I just kind of liked her pop stuff until
Yeah.
she went
No, I liked her country.
political.
She did go very political. But it's okay. I liked her country stuff.
I did like her country stuff.
The thing I want to say about that, sorry, I'm just going to bring it up. People
Why?
don't have to agree with me.
Here we go.
Is
Oh
the
my
way the
God.
Where's
message
the mute button?
is so is so much like a song. It just said
I don't know the history of it.
Me either.
All I know is the guy literally, it's just pretty much his commentary of it.
Do some research for yourself.
Yeah.
Just go look at it. Go to your phone. If you have the Bible app, it's the very easiest way to
Pretty easy
compare the
opinion.
two.
Which is why you can take his version of Lamentations and
Compare
compare
it to
it
Taylor
to Taylor Swift's song.
But for the sake of our
Maybe
game,
you
it was
really
fun.
like Taylor Swift.
True.
It was fun for the sake of our game.
Yes,
Anyway.
it was. Well, listen, that's really all I have for today.
Are you kidding me?
You have something?
No.
Oh, okay.
That was a fun game. I thought it was going to last a little longer.
Who would have thought it was the message translation? It took me 20 minutes to find out where that game was, so not fun at all. But listen, keep your heads up, everybody. Be encouraged. Life is but a dream.
Is that a song?
Yes, it is. Very good. All right. Yeah. No,
This week's Easter, though.
This week is Easter, right?
Easter Sunday. This Sunday.
So this is the greatest opportunity for you guys to use your favorite Bible verse, John 3:16, and you can quote that all over the place.
Every
and
hour.
you'll be right. Everyone will be like,
Yes, you could.
what's Easter? John 3:16.
Good stuff.
All right, that's all I have. I'm Abram Crozier.
I'm Andrew.
I'm Brittany.
And it's Preaching Young. Preaching Young. Preaching. I'm going to get my brother to do that one
You
day. Get him to do a jingle.
All right.
Wow. We're out.